Hi folks, today I'm going to give you a walkthrough of the Nokia Lumia 1320 that we unboxed the other day. I have it here on the table. I've loosened the back just so that I can show you what it's like without its customizable back cover on. There we go. It is quite hard to get off, so I've loosened it earlier on. It's a bit like Blue Peter. Here we go. We have the little micro SIM, which is good rather than the nano SIM, which other phones like the 1520 have gone for. So going for this phone, most likely you wouldn't have to muck about with your carrier getting to change the SIM. And if you can just see it just on the edge there, it's like a double-decker slot. There is a SD card slot. So that's the cover. No changeable battery. It is a solid piece of kit. And slide this back in, clicks in just nicely. There we go. So I've turned it on, we've got a SIM in it. Tap to wake, we'll wake up. There we go, home screen. So on the home screen we have a full extra row like on the 1520 with the different size tiles there all mixed up. I've set it all up over the last couple of days. Usability, absolutely the same as any other Windows phone if you're used to it. It is very snappy, it does open all very fast. There are other videos on the web I have seen comparing the 1520 with the 1320. It's just as usable, it's just as fast, even though it's only got a 1.7 GHz Snapdragon chip, unlike the 1520 which has a quad-core Snapdragon 800 running at 2.3 GHz, which is a bit overkill probably, but there we go. So as you can see, if I just pop that down and put it back on screen, saver, I've got the 820 here. They both open up just as quick, run just as well. Twitter on both of them. There we go. Not much difference at all. In fact, it's slightly better. It does have a faster chip than the 820. So here we go. It running quite well. I do quite like it. I do quite like the custom backs. Obviously, orange might not be for everybody. You can, if you're going to be using it for business, have a more black or white, something a bit more professional looking. Do like the fact it's got the micro SIM. It has the memory card slot. Price wise, hoping for UK around about £250 SIM free, which is at least £200 cheaper than a 1520. So that's a good selling point really for those, because it doesn't work much different to the 1520. You do have to put up with a smaller camera on the back if you're not into taking fantastic photos with it and you just want to browse, watch videos. I have watched films on this. It is great with the 6-inch screen. There is a lot to it. It does take 1080 video. I haven't done any video testing with it at all. One thing I don't like about it, for me, I do like these buttons down the bottom here to have some illumination behind them. On a night in bed when you don't want to disturb the missus, it's nice to be able to see where the buttons are that you're pressing. The vibration that you usually have when you press these buttons that you can actually turn off now, I've turned off on this because it is a bit harsh. It's quite noisy, especially as I say, if you're in bed and you don't want to disturb anybody while you're browsing in the middle of the night. It doesn't have the QI charging. There's no shells that I have been known about so far that are going to come out that introduce that. There's no access for that on the back, so you're going to have to put it without wireless charging. Does Bluetooth 4, does 3G, does 4G. It's 220 grams, which is slightly heavier than the 1520 Phablet if you're going to compare it against that. Battery life, fantastic. As you can see, this was charged up yesterday. It's still got 71% left. 3400 milliamp hour battery. It is fantastic for that. I'm every other day charging, probably every other day. It doesn't really need much better than that. We have the games on it. We have Flappy Bird. I don't play it. It is my daughter's. She does play that game on it for me. So there we go. The hands-on. It's a good phone. I would have it. I would keep this one. It's great. Personally, I like the high spec. I do like my high spec. I would go for the 1520 because I do like my cameras on my phone, but I'll be quite happy to keep this and use it as my daily driver. Being the size of it, it does fit in my pocket. It does poke out of some people's pockets. It's not for everybody, something with a 6-inch screen, but for For those who are looking for something bigger but not quite a tablet, it's a good buy, it's a good deal. Have a go with one. Fantastic. Thank you very much.